and welcome to At the Forefront Fintech Conversations. I'm Michael Kingsley, a Senior Vice President at Forefront Communications. Joining me today are David Choate and Chris Hurley of CAPIS. David is the Chief Operating Officer and Chris is Director of Institutional Sales. Thanks for joining us, guys. How are you?
Thank you very much. Great.
Doing wonderful, Michael. Thanks for having us.
Terrific. Well, let's hop right in with a somewhat obvious question, which is what is CAPIS and what does CAPIS do? David, do you want to field that one?
Yeah, I'll step in. At our core, CAPIS is an institutional brokerage firm. We're an independent firm based out of Dallas, Texas, and we specialize in trade execution and commission management services for both asset owners and asset managers.
Terrific. And how long have you guys been doing that?
Started back in 1977.
1977. Okay, I have some memories of 1977. That's Star Wars and The Spy Who Loved Me for sure. But I want to dig a little bit deeper right off the bat into the unique outsourced trading solution that you guys provide, because we've heard a lot about outsourced trading in recent years, but you have a very specific target audience for that product. Can you tell us who that is and why you're focusing there?
Chris, you want to take that?
Well, our focus is primarily the registered investment advisor, and that can come in a lot of different flavors. It could be, a larger, $20, $30 billion institution, or it could be a smaller wealth manager. Both are registered investment advisors. Both have a need for, trading excellence and trading quality. And as we'll discuss a little further here, there's a lot of different reasons as to why an RIA might consider the pros and cons of outsourcing trading, that is. Many of them have already gone down the road of outsourcing the compliance services. Some have gone as far as to outsource their middle and back office for, trading and other things. And now we're finding more and more of them are debating whether or not to take the next step, which would be outsourcing their trading function.
And why specifically RIAs? I think if you do a Google search on looking for media coverage of outsourced trading, I think you would find it primarily for hedge funds and either smaller managers or folks who might not have that capability, that sort of thing, but particularly hedge funds. Why are you guys targeting RIAs?
Well, I think that's because that's been our core client for most of our existence. We have many managers that are clients that may also have a hedge fund, which is essentially a partnership type structure for investments, where the investors in the fund are limited partners. But we and it's not that we don't want to work with hedge funds. I just think that the genesis of outsourced trading with hedge funds came out of a startup type situation where they look to their prime brokerage firm to provide those services for them. And that sort of evolved into firms like Greenwich Prime, who worked with many different hedge funds and prime brokers to provide those services, and outsourced trading has sort of evolved from there. Would you agree with that, Dave?
Yeah, let me add one thing. It is a natural extension of what we've always done, right? Mm-hmm. Outsourced trading. We have so many clients that have traded almost exclusively with CAPIS since the beginning. And when we heard the first terms outsourced trading, we thought, well, we've got all kinds of clients. We began to understand it from a broader perspective. And it starts with commission management, which is what CAPIS has done since 1977. The ability to pay for third-party research, the ability to handle a CSA, and those really that term began about 2005 or so. The ability to understand and handle broker vote for a money manager. Now we're getting into real outsourced trading functions, but they're a natural extension of what our clients need. Our clients have been those mid-size RIAs, and as they look to outsource more functions, including sometimes compliance, back office, IT. They want to maintain, you want to maintain portfolio management, maybe a couple analysts, a marketing function. And if they can find a broker that they truly trust,
Right.
then outsourcing trading makes a lot of sense. And so it's a natural extension of what we've, our current client base and the relationships that we've built all these years.
So what are the top challenges then that your clients are facing today in 2023? Is it fragmented liquidity? Is it they're no longer able to face the number of brokers, the same number of counterparties they would want to have? What specific problems today are you helping them solve?
It can be a number of different ones. I mean, first, when it comes to outsource trading, Dave and I feel like our goal is not to sell anybody on the concept. Our goal is to understand what they need and facilitate discussing what the options are and debate whether change is necessary. There's a lot of reasons to consider maybe making a slight change or a wholesale change or maintaining the status quo. What's right for one manager may not be right for another. So our goal is to help understand what their needs are and consult with them. Maybe we can help them, maybe we can't. We just want to be part of the conversation and be honored to help. As far as challenges they're facing, there can be a number of them. It could be a employee attrition where they had a senior trader want to retire. It could be a trader moved to a different state during COVID and now doesn't want to return to the rat race of New York City. It could be a loss of assets that has put pressure on margins and unfortunately, cost control those guns may swing around on the trading desk. So there's a lot of different reasons as to why this might be considered, and our goal is to help them walk through those. And what outsourcing might look like really depends on what that manager looks like. For instance, how much AUM do they have? How many strategies do they run? Are there liquidity restraints on some of those strategies? Could it be that they added, for instance, a global product and now need to be able to trade in foreign markets overnight and they just don't have the resources to do that? Could it be their tech stack, for instance? Say they've stuck with the same order management system and accounting system for years and years, and it's outdated and it's hamstringing their growth. We're agnostic to that, to who they're using, but if we're called upon, we can help them, upgrade their technology and make outsourcing fit what their business looks like. And finally, what does their distribution channels look like? Do they use the broker sponsored SMA wrap platforms to grow their assets under management so that they could be considered for larger single or separate account type opportunities from consultants? The SMA wrap business presents a lot of burden from a trading standpoint because the SEC requires that you be fair to your clients, and their default remedy for fairness is to use what's called a rotation, where your best client can't go first in the rotation every time. You have to change it weekly, monthly, whatever, as long as you have a systematic method of doing it. And so that can create a lot of demands on a trading desk, especially if you're put in a situation where you don't have the manpower or the staff to do it anymore, or you feel like you can't grow that channel anymore because of the operational burden that goes with it.
Chris,
So,
I'll add one more item to that list, and that would be business continuity. Right?
Yes.
The idea that, what am I going to do if my head trader's out? how can I be supported? And and adding an outsourced desk can solve that problem very quickly.
Right. And a lot of our clients tell us that as they grow and they are visited, say, by a pool of assets that sub-advises their strategies, that's one of the questions they ask. What is your contingency planning? What if a key man who happens to be your head trader of 25 years, what happens if he gets he's unable to work? He gets hit
Right.
by a bus, as we say in
A
Yeah.
plague.
Wall Street, or yeah. What happens? And so them having some answer to that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. And sometimes in order to really have a good answer to that, you have to upgrade your technology and take other things into consideration. But yeah, that's a big one. Any manager who wants to go elephant hunting needs to have that answer ready and convincing.
Fair enough. No, it's a comprehensive list. When I asked the question, I wasn't sure how many items we would get as the answer, and you guys really went down. It really is a comprehensive solution. But I want to take it back, because you gave such a long list there, to something you said before, which is about how you view your relationship as a partnership with everybody, and you're helping out your clients. But I imagine you get people who are not familiar with either outsourcing their trading or their other functions, who are concerned that they're giving away control by working with you. When in fact, not only do you customize the solution, but it's a partnership where you're taking on some of the responsibilities, but always responding to them. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, because portfolio managers kind of go on two ends of the spectrum. You have ones that are very, very involved in the trading process, and they may change their mind several times throughout a trading day in terms of where they feel comfortable buying or selling a name and where they don't. And so therefore we have to be very responsive to them and understand that that's the type of portfolio manager that we're dealing with. And some of them want lots of color, granular color. What are you hearing? All that good stuff. And others may say, no, just send me a recap at the end of the day and don't call me until the trade's done. So those are the two ends of the spectrum. You just have to be prepared to deal with the more hands-on portfolio manager so that they feel like they are in control. And COVID sort of helped because you went from, as the active portfolio manager, the involved portfolio manager, your trader was 10 feet away or down the hall. You could walk down there. And then Bloomberg IB chat came along. And so people became more comfortable with electronic messaging. And COVID came along, and this guy may be 50 miles away from you, but as long as you can hit him on a chat or on Teams, you felt like, or hit a button and you can see his face on a screen. We provide that same level of electronic hand holding, if you will. We just have to read our clients, know what they want, and then give it to them.
Yeah, it's great.
Michael, I think it comes back to trust, right? It's hard, and I understand this. If I'm running money, it's hard to just trust brokers, right? I mean, there's been plenty of stuff in the news over the years that don't look really good. And if anybody watched any movie about Wall Street, you couldn't come away just smiling, saying, I want to hand over the keys to my castle. And this also speaks to why this fits for us and our client base, because we've had 45 years of building this kind of trust. We don't have internal prop books. Frankly, we don't have much of a client base of hedge funds. And if they are kind of predatory in that they would move on order flow, we don't want them. Our clients need to be able to trust that we're going to handle the order in the way that they would handle it. We need to be an extension of them. If you don't trust us, you can't do this. And that's a challenge. But I can't imagine another firm in this industry that has a better history than us in that
Well,
regard. So it fits, but it is, you're right. It's hard to give away that control. And we want them to feel like they're not giving away anything. They're
Right.
maintaining all of that control. They're just utilizing people that they've known and can trust.
It makes a lot of sense. And I think that's really about as complete a snapshot as we could get of where things are right now and how you got to this point. To wrap up, I want to talk a little bit about what's next for CAPIS. Can you give us a little insight into upcoming plans, product roadmap, that sort of thing? What's next for you guys?
Well, I think it's crystal clear. I think we have to continue to listen to our clients. We have to continue to build out products and services that meet their needs, especially in the commission management field. That includes outsourced trading. It's what the industry, what the clients are asking for today. We will continue to listen. We will continue to build out trading functions. Look for the best venues. Something's going to change in the next couple of years. It won't be the same, right? So our path is clear. Continue to do what we've been doing with our client base. We're not searching out a brand new customer base. We are institutional. We're not going retail. We are going to handle and support the institutional asset owners and asset managers for the next decade plus. The next 45 years, I assume. I won't be here.
Sounds good. That's fantastic. Chris, did you have anything to add to that?
No, I think Dave summed it up pretty well. Outsourced trading is going to continue to evolve. The most important thing for us is that, our trading partners, whether it's a buy side trader who is doing his own trading, whether it's a supplemental type arrangement where they need us to send trades on their behalf to other brokers, not CAPIS, or whether it's a full outsourcing type of engagement, that we have to have our fingers on the pulse of, and as Dave said, listen to our clients and just be prepared to change, because that's really the only constant that Dave and I have experienced in our time here, that things will not stay the same. They're going to change, and we feel like we're uniquely prepared for that and well positioned for it.
That's great. Thank you. What a great note to end on. Thank you very much. David and Chris, both, thank you for your time today. If you want to learn more about CAPIS, this is for the people listening and watching, you guys know all about CAPIS. If you want to learn more about CAPIS, you can visit their website at capis.com. That's CAPIS.com. If you'd like to learn more about Forefront, you can visit us at forefrontcoms. That's COMMS.com. Thank you again, Dave and Chris, and thank you so much to all of you for watching and listening.